Alright, it's a bit of a management day. Today, doing some pathway management. So I've been through here with the mower, taking the tops off, clover and the chicory, loosen. Same through here, actually hit this with a whip snipper. Won't be doing that again. Definitely won't be doing that again. No good in a market garden situation. And this is why. Even as nice as I was, it still flicked some shit at my crops. And not happy, Jan. Not happy with that as part of the process. So, moving forward, only mowing the pathways. Have to use the whippersnipper to terminate the beds though, because they're quite raised. So I'll be doing that. So you can see I pulled the plastic back off here. It's looking real nice. There's very little that survived under there. I don't know how that bit of grass did. Tough stuff, I guess. Yeah, look, there's a little bit of stuff trying to germinate there. I wish I had a tilter. I would just tilt all that in. Anyway, not to worry. Looks pretty good. So I terminated this bed here with the whippersnipper, and then mowed cover crop on the outer edges, mowed my pathways, mowed over a bit of brown, well, mowed up all that green stuff, and then shook that out into the bed after I dropped all the cover crop in this bed. So gave it a bit of extra green, and then went and mowed up a whole heap of brown stuff, predominantly from the silky oak and a bit of wood chip in the pathways. Dropped the mower real low. Picked up all that brown, gave it a light sprinkle over the top as well. Now I'll solarize this with the black plastic for now until I can find a better product. I'm looking for some silage tarps, people. So if anyone knows where I can get some UV stabilized silage type tarps here in Australia, reach out, let me know in the comments. Cheers. But for now, I'm using builder's plastic because I've got some. And it's recycled from jobs prior, if you can call that recycled, reused, repurposed, I guess. Yeah. So anyway, I've come through and solarized this bed. Oh. Making videos and broad fork at the same time, not easy. So I'm going to come through and broad fork this bed also on the flip. But everything else is coming through quite nicely. This is one of the cover crops beds. Some of the lettuces are a bit pale. Probably my fault. It's just a couple of the softer lettuces on the outside, the oak and the can't remember what you call that little one, butter crunch, I believe. Yeah, I left site to do a project 2 days after we planted, and they didn't get irrigated for a day or two at a critical moment in their life. So hopefully they're going to bounce back. I'm not going to race out and give them a hit of nitrogen or anything stupid like that. Because it's another couple of weeks, probably 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks before I take the first bit of harvest out of this field, I am going to come through and give it a compost extract. Today, I think most of the site is going to get that to help it along. Especially the two beds over there with the kales and the chards in them, and those beans that are looking a little bit pale. They're also going to get some compost extract. I'm quite heavy over that side actually. But yeah, so that's sort of where we're at for today. The old snow pea crop. Like I pulled 2 kilos off this little run here. The first 2 kilos 4 days ago. I took every single pea off this thing. Wow, it amazes me how quick it gives. Show you the size of some of these snow peas. Mammoth! Well, that's what they call it anyway. Like, maybe I've eaten all the really big ones. Look at that thing. mammoth. The one up behind it, mammoth. Now they're only young, just getting going. Ew. Yum. How good are snow peas? Now Pasadilla's doing alright in here. Snow peas are pulling it down a little bit. But it's gonna get going. It's pretty happy with life. Out now. Look at it. Oh mate, you can hang on up here somewhere. Grab hold up here. Climb inside. Ew. And then, what else are we doing in the management? Stringing up these kiwis before they start to lay their fruit on the ground. We don't want that. So, I let them go for a little bit, but they're starting to lay over now, so I'll come along. I don't know if this is any specific method or methodology for stringing up cucumbers. I'm kind of making it up as I go along. I'll put a bow line on the top, that way I can always undo the knot, and when I'm done with it I reckon I can just slide all of these to the centre poles and reuse them. Hopefully we'll see how long they last. It is like hemp, it's natural material, so it's not going to last forever, but it will end up in the compost anyway, so it's all good. And then I've got chopsticks, takeaway chopsticks, that I'm tying it to the end of and just wedging that in the ground next to the cucumber. And then I'm not even really securing it, you know, I'm just going to lay them up against it, get that little weave behind it there, and that'll hold. And we'll see how they go. Hopefully that's going to be enough. But I don't really like plastic clips and bits and pieces if I can help it. Anyway, I suppose I better manage some of this comfrey before it starts to smother everything out. Like, you can see how much I managed off it last week and it's already jumping out of its skin again. So, nice. Good food for the microbes. The old underplanting of the snow peas is always a tricky one, you know. I'll give it a go again. Corianders and the parsleys are, if I could get the coriander out this week it'll probably be alright, maybe 2 to a bunch. And the parsley I think is gonna do alright, it can handle it. Chard, no good, but I knew that when I put it in. The spring onions, they're probably going to struggle as well. I may pull them and move them. They're spring onions are one of the few things you can do that with, you know. It won't be affected too heavily by the moving and the replanting. So anyway, that's really the go with this week. As far as general maintenance goes, and then I've got a bit of obviously bed maintenance to do. So I will be coming through and prioritising these chards. If anything's not happy, it's coming out. So that is all unhappy leaves and even unhappy plants. Like there's 3 separate plants just there. There's the deep red on the front, and then the 2 variegateds there. It's going to be a bit tight in there, eh? Looks like I might be sacrificing at least one of those and having it for lunch, pretty much. So yeah, there's some bed maintenance to do through here, some prioritising. I've already done it with the kales along this edge, but you know, some of these other kales are going to need a bit of prioritising. We'll see how we go for today. There's a couple of weeds in here I want to get out, a couple of cobbler's pegs in the middle there. Amaranth is trying to flower, and I'm just trying not to let things go to flower in here, you know. I don't want to encourage that kind of behaviour. Oh, sneaky wandering Jews just poked his head up. Here we are. But yeah, most of the weeds in these beds I'm probably just going to cut off at the ground, or maybe even just below the ground. Leave the roots in the ground where I can, and we'll see how they go. If they bounce back too much, then eventually I will pull them on a flip, but While we're growing stuff in here, I really don't want to be disturbing the soil too much at all. Oh, look at the new growth in the blueberry. Aren't you happy? Oh, they're all new fruit. They ate the rest last week. These bok choys have got to come out. Far out. They're all out this week. Big week on the Asian greens this week. I'll be smashing all of this stuff. Really getting into this bed. Woof, 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 woof. Open it right up. Yeah, so that's about it. I guess I'll look at managing down that cover crop there in the next week or two. Probably the week I plant the other beds over there. I'll manage this one down and get it covered and keep moving forward. So on top of all of that, we've got making moon. So we're going to be doing some seeding. Summer's on its way, coming in quick. So I'm a bit nervous, but I don't have enough protection and cover. You can see the sunflowers are getting up nicely in the tree row. So we want to replicate that through the rest of the system. It's obviously not going to happen in the carrot bed. So I'm going to come down the center of this bed here and put sunflowers. There's already a pigeon pea on the end. Lovely. I'm going to put sunflowers down the center of this bed. I'm going to put sunflowers and pigeon pea between every second kale down this bed, and see if we can't get some cover in the house for winter, for summer. So we'll miss that one. We'll do this one probably next week when I pull those cos out. This one's already good. Miss that one. I'm going to come through and put them in this bed too. Sunflowers. Boof, 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 boof. That'll be meter probably down the center. Get them going. I can thin them out if I don't need them, but if I don't have them, I cannot make them materialize overnight when summer is upon us. You wouldn't know it today though, because we're going a little cold snap here. Bloody 26, 27 degree days last week, and then we're back to 19, 20, 21, 22 degree days this week and light rain. So anyway, hopefully it's not too cool for the sunflowers to shoot, but you know, they need to go in, so I'll have a crack. Seed is cheap, so we'll get them in. All right, happy days. Phew.